the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in the binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No mic, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune and turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just a vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. In shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just a beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go.
Human beings do not live in the objective world alone, nor alone in the world of social activity as ordinarily understood, but are very much at the mercy of the particular language which has become the medium of expression for their society. It is quite an illusion to imagine that one adjusts to reality essentially without the use of language, and that language is merely an incidental means of solving specific problems of communication or reflection. The fact of the matter is that the real world is to a large extent unconsciously built up on the language habits of the group. We see and hear and otherwise experience very largely as we do because the language habits of our community predispose certain choices of interpretation. Rules of Language, Science, August 2, 1991. Steven Pinker is a renowned cognitive psychologist and author. He is known for arguing that language is an innate human instinct and for promoting an optimistic view of human progress driven by reason and science. His work bridges evolutionary psychology, linguistics, and the study of human nature. Steven Pinker was born on September 18, 1954, in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. He was raised in an English-speaking, middle-class Jewish family in a neighborhood that encouraged critical thinking and debate. His father, Harry, was a lawyer and worked in real estate, while his mother, Rosalind, was a homemaker who later became a guidance counselor and high school vice principal. Pinker developed an early fascination with ideas and arguments, which he attributes in part to his upbringing in a culture with a strong tradition of debate. He attended Dawson College for his diploma and then McGill University, where he earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology in 1976. He moved to the United States in 1976 and went on to receive his PhD in experimental psychology from Harvard University in 1979, marking the beginning of his distinguished academic career. During his PhD studies at Harvard and immediately after, Pinker's research initially centered on how our brains interpret what we see. This involved technical studies on topics like mental imagery, how we recognize objects, and how our attention shifts within a visual scene. He published several scholarly papers within this domain, demonstrating his early aptitude for rigorous experimental psychology. However, concurrently with this visual cognition work, a strong interest in how humans learn language began to burgeon, meaning it grew rapidly and became increasingly prominent. This wasn't just a casual interest, it became a dominant force in his research activities. He was fascinated by questions such as, how do young children, without explicit instruction, manage to master the complex grammar and vocabulary of their native language? How do they avoid making certain grammatical errors, even if they've never been corrected for them? Language Learnability and Language Development 1984. This book presented a comprehensive theory of how children acquire language. It was a highly technical and influential work within the field of cognitive science and developmental psycholinguistics. Pinker aimed to provide a detailed, step-by-step account of the learning algorithms that allow an infant to develop into an adult with full grammatical competence. It grappled with the learnability paradox: how children arrive at complex grammatical rules from limited and often imperfect input. Learnability and Cognition, the Acquisition of Argument Structure 1989. Building on his earlier work, this book delved deeper into a specific aspect of language acquisition: how children learn the argument structure of verbs. This refers to how verbs relate to the elements around them in a sentence, e.g. who does what to whom, with what instrument, etc. For instance, why can we give a book to Mary but not donate a book to Mary, even though donate to Mary a book is also odd? Pinker proposed a detailed theory of how children acquire the meaning and uses of verbs, and how this acquisition is constrained by the inherent structure of human cognition. These two academic monographs, specialized, in-depth scholarly books, were absolutely crucial in establishing his reputation within cognitive science. They demonstrated his intellectual rigor, his ability to synthesize vast amounts of complex data, and his capacity to develop coherent and testable theories about fundamental cognitive processes. They weren't aimed at a general audience but were essential for his standing among his peers in the academic community. His next major work, and arguably his most famous, was The Language Instinct: How the Mind Creates Language 1994. This book marked a significant turning point in his career, as it synthesized decades of research in linguistics, psychology, and evolutionary biology to argue compellingly that language is not merely a cultural invention but an innate human capacity, a language instinct hardwired into our brains by evolution. It eloquently challenged the prevailing blank slate view of the mind and popularized the ideas of Noam Chomsky, while adding Pinker's own unique insights and engaging writing style. The Language Instinct became a bestseller, earning him widespread recognition as a public intellectual and a leading voice in cognitive science. Following the immense success of The Language Instinct, Pinker delved deeper into the broader question of human nature and the mind with How the Mind Works 1997. In this ambitious book, he extended his evolutionary perspective beyond language to explore various aspects of human cognition, emotion, and behavior. He proposed that the mind is a system of computational modules that evolved to solve specific problems faced by our ancestors in the environment of evolutionary adaptiveness, covering topics from vision and reasoning to emotions, sex, and art. How the Mind Works aimed to explain the intricacies of human psychology through the lens of evolutionary psychology and the computational theory of mind. His subsequent book, Words and Rules: The Ingredients of Language 1999, returned more specifically to language, but with a refined focus. This book explored how the mind combines stored vocabulary words with rules for combining them: grammar, using the example of regular and irregular verbs. Pinker argued that the brain uses distinct neural mechanisms for handling these two aspects of language, with regular verbs being processed by a rule system and irregular verbs relying on memorized associations. This work further elaborated on the modularity of language and the interplay between memory and computation in linguistic processing. The Blank Slate: The Modern Denial of Human Nature 2002. In this book, Pinker directly tackles the concept of the blank slate, the idea that the human mind is born without innate characteristics and is shaped entirely by culture and experience. He argues strongly against this view, drawing on evidence from cognitive science, genetics, and evolutionary psychology to assert that human nature is significantly influenced by evolved predispositions. He explores the political and moral implications of denying human nature, touching on topics like gender, violence, and parenting. The Stuff of Thought, Language as a Window into Human Nature 2007, returning to his core interest in language, this book explores how the subtleties of language reveal deeper aspects of human thought and emotion. Pinker delves into various linguistic phenomena, such as metaphors, indirect speech, proper names, and even swearing, to show how they reflect our concepts of space, time, causation, and social relationships. It's an insightful look at how language isn't just a tool for communication, but a profound window into the human mind. The Better Angels of Our Nature, Why Violence Has Declined 2011, this monumental work shifts Pinker's focus to a historical and societal scale. He presents a vast array of data to argue that, despite what sensational news might suggest, violence in human societies has significantly declined over centuries and millennia. He attributes this decline to various historical forces, including the rise of states, commerce, literacy, and reason. The book sparked considerable debate and is a major contribution to the study of human history and social progress. The Sense of Style, The Thinking Person's Guide to Writing in the 21st Century 2014, a departure from his usual topics, this book is a guide to effective writing, informed by cognitive science and linguistics. Pinker argues that good writing is about conveying clear ideas effectively, and he offers practical advice on grammar, clarity, and style, challenging many traditional prescriptive grammar rules. He advocates for a classic style of prose that treats the reader as a fellow thinker. Enlightenment Now, The Case for Reason, Science, Humanism, and Progress 2018, following the Better Angels of Our Nature, this book expands on Pinker's optimistic view of human progress. He uses extensive data visualizations to demonstrate that, across a wide range of metrics such as health, wealth, safety, and happiness, human well-being has dramatically improved over the past few centuries, largely due to the application of reason, science, and humanistic values. It's a robust defense of the Enlightenment project and a call to appreciate and continue the progress we've made. Rationality, What It Is, Why It Seems Scarce, Why It Matters 2021, Pinker's most recent published work before his upcoming release, Rationality examines the nature of rationality itself. He explores what it means to be rational, why people often seem irrational, and how irrationality can be applied more effectively in personal and public life. He delves into various forms of reasoning, from logic and probability to critical thinking, and discusses the cognitive biases that often lead us astray. Steven Pinker's forthcoming book, When Everyone Knows That Everyone Knows. Common Knowledge and the Mysteries of Money, Power, and Everyday Life, slated for release in September 2025, delves into the pervasive yet often unexamined concept of common knowledge. This isn't just about shared information, but rather the crucial understanding that everyone knows that everyone else knows a particular fact, rule, or belief, and this infinite recursion of mutual awareness fundamentally shapes human behavior. Pinker explores how this public or out there awareness is essential for coordination in all aspects of life, from the seemingly mundane act of driving on a particular side of the road or the use of paper currency, to complex phenomena like financial bubbles, political revolutions, the nuances of diplomacy, and even the dynamics of social media shaming and cancel culture. The book promises to illuminate how common knowledge explains a wide array of human enigmas and paradoxes, including why we sometimes go to great lengths to avoid establishing common knowledge, leading to rituals of benign hypocrisy, veiled threats, and awkward social encounters. Drawing on insights from cognitive science, game theory, and everyday observations, Pinker aims to reveal the hidden logic governing our attempts to understand each other's minds and the resulting harmonies, hypocrisies, and occasional outrages that define social existence. Evolutionary psychology was the organizing framework, the source of explanatory adequacy, or a theory of the computation that the science of psychology had been missing. Like vision and language, our emotions and cognitive faculties are complex, useful, and non-randomly organized, which means that they must be a product of the only physical process capable of generating complex, useful, non-random organization, namely, natural selection. An appeal to evolution was already implicit in the meta-theoretical directives of Marr and Chomsky, with their appeal to the function of a mental faculty, and evolutionary psychology simply shows how to apply that logic to the rest of the mind. Steven Pinker, Forward in, Bus, David M. ed. The Handbook of Evolutionary Psychology. John Wiley & Sons, 2005. p. 14. Major awards and recognitions. Pulitzer Prize finalist. He has been a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize twice, for How the Mind Works 1998 and The Blank Slate 2003. Carl Sagan Award for Increasing the Public Appreciation of Science 2018, awarded by the Council of Scientific Society Presidents. This acknowledges his success in making science accessible to a broad audience. Humanist of the Year. He has received this honor multiple times, including from the American Humanist Association 2006 and Humanists International 2021, reflecting his advocacy for humanistic values and reason. Richard Dawkins Award 2013. This award, given by the Atheist Alliance of America, recognizes individuals who raise public awareness of atheism and secularism. Troland Research Award 1993, from the National Academy of Sciences, for his significant contributions to visual perception and the acquisition and evolutionary basis of language. William James Book Prize. He has won this award from the American Psychological Association multiple times, e.g. for The Language Instinct, How the Mind Works.
Mics on the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in a binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No light, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Hidden in shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just a beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go. Pure and raw. And feel. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Pure and raw.
Present day.